Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, I'll show you how to install and configure the Recycle.Bin plugin. After reading a recent Reddit post about someone losing 80 terabytes of data due to an accidental deletion of their data share, my first thought was, that sucks. Then I thought, that's a problem that needs a video. So here we are taking a look at the Recycle.Bin plugin. Recycle.Bin is a plugin that adds a per-share Recycle.Bin folder to hold samba deleted files until you empty the trash either manually or remove aged files on a schedule. It's a simple and elegant solution. Let's get started. Before we get started, if you haven't signed up to receive our newsletter yet, it's a monthly publication with Unraid news, written out guides, and more. Also, come join us on Discord. It's a growing community where you can post questions and answers to tech questions, along with just hanging out with like-minded people. Join now so you don't miss out. I'll leave links to both in the description. On to the Recycle.Bin. The first thing we're going to need to do is to get it installed. To do that, let's jump over to our Apps tab. In there, we'll go to the search box and we're going to type Recycle.Bin. And we're looking for this one here, the Recycle.Bin plugin. Once you find it, go ahead and click on Install. It only takes a second, so once it's done, hit Done. From here, you can go to Actions and click into Settings. That'll take us to Settings, but most of the time you're not going to go look for it again, so let's just go under the Normal Settings option up above. Then down near the bottom, under User Utilities, we're going to look for Recycle.Bin. And right there it is. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. Once we're here, let's do the configuration. First option we have is Enable Recycle.Bin. Do we want it enabled? And the answer is going to be yes. Next option we have is Hide Recycle.Bin folder. I think having it visible is fine, so I'm going to leave it on No. Next down, we have Update Recycle.Bin size in background. I prefer to have mine running in the background. If you're not really sure what that is, if you hover over it, your little mouse pointer will turn to a little question mark, and you can click on it and it'll expand that, and then you can see what it does. Doing that, it shows you that it says, setting it to yes enables the Recycle.Bin size to be updated in the background every 5 minutes. This can make the Recycle.Bin settings and shares page more responsive and prevent disk spin-ups when accessing the Recycle.Bin, which is always a good thing. The Recycle.Bin size can take up to 5 minutes to refresh when this is enabled. So if you delete something, you might not see it for 5 minutes, but that's not a huge deal, I don't think. All right, we'll click on that again to get rid of that. Next option down is Enable on Unassigned Devices. If you have unassigned devices on your machine, then you can have this plugin run for that as well. I have that set up on my main machine, but I don't need it running on there, so I'm gonna leave it on No. But if you have unassigned devices and you do want that covered as well, then make sure to turn that to yes. The next few options I'm just going to leave on the defaults. The permissions, the way they're set, I think is fine. By default, the excluded files, it just skips the temporary files, which I think is fine. Next couple options down, we've got excluded directories and excluded shares. If you need to exclude a certain directory or certain shares, then you just enter that information off to the right. I want everything to be protected, so I'm going to leave those on the defaults. And then age days. This is the number of days before the Recycle.Bin files are permanently deleted. You can scale this up or down to whatever fits your needs. I think a week, 7 days is fine, so I'll leave it on that. Next down, we have Remove Aged Files on Schedule. If you want to enable it, go over to the right side, click on the No, then you can drop down and select hourly, daily, or weekly. Hourly is every hour on the hour, daily is every day at 3 a.m., and weekly is every Sunday at 3 a.m. I like to set mine on daily. That way I know that every day at 3 a.m. it's going to get rid of files that are over 7 days old that are in the Recycle.Bin. Not just every file, just ones that are in the Recycle.Bin. Next down, we have Removed Aged Files Notification. You can turn this on or off. It's off by default. If you have it on, it's going to pop up the notification in the normal Unraid pop-up system and tell you that files were deleted. I don't think I need anything added up there to that notification system, so I'm going to leave it on No. If you want to be notified, then by all means set it to yes. Next option down, we have Log Deleted Files. If you want to log for all your deleted files, then turn this on. If you don't, then leave it on No. Once you're happy with your settings, click on Apply, give it a moment. Next thing you want to do is make sure that's actually started. So you can check up here in the top left, make sure that it says stop and restart. If it says start, then just click on start, and that should start it up for you. Once you know that's up and running, go ahead and hit done. Before we get into how to use Recycle.Bin, if you're getting some value from this video, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe while you're down there. And if you want to help the channel out, consider becoming a Patreon. You'll gain early access to my videos, exclusive access to our supporter-only channels in Discord, and more. Now let's go test out Recycle.Bin, and I'll show you how it works. So I'm going to bring up my File Explorer. Once it's opened up, I'm going to just choose one of my shares. I'm going to go into Data, and then let's go to Media. Then I'm going to go to TV. And I'm just going to pick something in here to test with, so let's go to Eureka. All right, so here I'm going to make a couple files, put in a copy of another one, and then just create some text file and delete those out so we can have something to test with. So I'm gonna right click, go to new, create a new text document. I'm just gonna name it test doc. Call it good. Open it up, throw some random garbage in there, save that. Now we've got one test file, so let's just go make a copy of an actual data file. Let's go into like season 1. Now just grab some random file in here and copy it. We'll go back to the root here and paste it in. Let that copy over. And I'm just gonna throw the word test in front of it just so I know that it's a test file. All right, so those are both in there. We've got 2 files created. And let's say I'm browsing around going, oh, I don't need these, delete. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I needed those. Normally they'd be gone, too bad. But now that we've Recycle.Bin installed, I'll show you how to go and restore those. We don't need this Explorer right now, so let's minimize that and go back to our Recycle.Bin. If you are not in there at that point in time, you can go to settings and then Recycle.Bin's at the bottom, click onto that, then you're back into the settings. But if you scroll down a little bit, you'll notice that there's a couple other options down here. You've got your shares and then the deleted files. Under shares, you'll have a list of the shares that have deleted files in them that'd be listed here. And then under deleted files, that's where it's going to show the deleted log files. And that's this setting up here, log deleted files. Like I said, it's not on. So I'm not going to have anything showing up there. And I've deleted files, but they're not showing up here. And that's just because up above here, when we had set update Recycle.Bin size and background, and that's set to yes, it did say that it will take up to 5 minutes to refresh and for those files to show up. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes and they'll show up here automatically. But if you're impatient and you want to check a little sooner, you can hit the refresh button here or the refreshed underneath the shares. All right, hit refresh and there it is. Shows up down here, data. If you want to browse that data share and see what's been deleted, underneath browse, you can see the little icon here. You click onto that and it takes you in. Then you can drill down and see what's been deleted. So we've got something deleted under media, then further down under TV, and then under Eureka. And then look, there's those files that we had deleted, the test document file, and then the test Eureka episode. Shows you the size of the file, when it was last modified or when it was deleted. So we know that the files are there, so let me show you where they're located. So we'll just hit done here. If you go back into your file explorer, back to your share, and it said that it was under the data folder, so we're gonna go back right to the root of the data. And there you'll see a Recycle.Bin folder. If you open that up, it'll be the same drill down location. So we're gonna have media, TV, then Eureka. Then inside of that, these are the actual files that you may want back. So to restore them, you can just highlight them, copy them, cut them, whatever, any option you want. So I'm just gonna do the text file here. I'm just gonna go here and we're gonna cut it. Then I'm gonna go back to my data share, media, TV, Eureka, and then paste it back into where the file originally was. There we go, open it back up. And there's our text that we threw in there. Once again, I don't need that file, so I'm gonna delete it. Now let's go back to the Recycle.Bin and I'll show you a couple other things on how to actually remove files. So if you're not there, you just go to settings. Once again, at the bottom under user utilities, click on Recycle.Bin. Once you're back in your Recycle.Bin, you can look at a couple different options here. Right now, I've got age days set for 7, and then I've got remove aged files on a schedule. If you had that set to no, and it was just sitting there forever, and they're not gonna get deleted, then what you do, if you wanted to adhere to that 7-day retention time, what you would do is you can go over and remove the aged files themselves. You put a little check mark in front of this option up here, remove aged files. And now it's going to remove anything that's 7 days or older. You just hit remove aged files and it gets rid of them. You scroll down, this would be cleaned up. Obviously the files we just deleted were, a minute or two ago, so it's not aged by any means. If you want to get rid of all of the files, you can do a check mark in front of empty all trash and then hit empty all trash and it's going to get rid of everything. Then the other option is if you don't want to delete everything, you only want to delete certain stuff, you can actually go down below here where it has shares. You find the share that you want it to remove the files from. You go over to the right, put a little check in there, and then hit empty. And that'll get rid of everything out of that share where you've deleted files from. Won't get rid of the share, just the files that you'd already put in the Recycle.Bin. So I'll hit empty. It'll purge out those files. Let's go back to our file explorer and look to see if they're in there. So we'll open that back up. We'll go back to our data share. There's Recycle.Bin. And look, it's empty. Did just what we thought it was going to do. And there you go. We've covered pretty much everything there is to know about the Recycle.Bin plugin. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Then check out one of these next. And I'll see you in the next one.